Hola amigos, this is Level 12 and today we are going to be talking about NyoTalia Names for a second time. Now, I love doing this, I don't know why. I love looking at the character designs, it's so much fun. And the other video did decently well, so I thought I would do it again. I have other Hetalia content coming, just be patient. So, if you did not watch the last one, here's the setup. It goes the fanon name and then the name based on the character's male name and then a suggestion I give. Now, a good chunk of these names were found using a generator, which I will link in the description below. So, without further ado, let's get on to it. So first we have Canada. So Hema has suggested that her name be Marguerite, which is a very pretty name, and I love it so much. However, the fandom has given her Madeline or Maddie after her male counterpart, who is Matthew, and it's Matty with two T's, and for her it's Maddie with two D's. You get the picture. However, I also think Matilda would be a very nice name, and it's based off her male name, starting with an M. That's literally the only reason it's there. I think Matilda's a very sweet name. It's very nice. And then a name I suggested for her was Amelia, because that's a very nice, a very sweet, posh kind of name. I kind of think of Neo Canada as a bookworm, a quiet character, kind of not as much of a pushover as her male counterpart, but still just, you know, living her own life, not dealing with the craziness of the other nations of her sister. Next we have Prussia, which is an interesting one. So Hema has suggested her name as Jolchin, which is not a real name. He meant it as like Julia, but like that's okay, Hema, Julia. And then fans have given her the name Maria, which okay. There really wasn't that many good names for her. I think Julia is actually probably the best name to give her, but I had to pick something that wasn't on the thing. So a name based off her male counterpart, and her male counterpart is called Gilbert. Giselle. There are not many names in German that start with a G that don't sound disgusting, like Gertrude or Gerda or Gertruda. Like, those names just don't sound nice to me, so we got stuck with Giselle, which is a very nice name. I do like it, but Giselle just sounds so like deer-like to me, like, and I needed a tough name, and we got Giselle. Hope you like it. And then finally Vera for her name. Vera is a good name, but I couldn't really find a name that I really liked that encompassed her any better than Julia. I don't know, Vera works. It's not my favorite name. It's not as cool as Ursula, like I thought of for Neo Germany, but we got it. Next is Neo Austria, and let me just say, she's a work of art. I love her character design. She's so beautiful. I want more fan art of her than I do of Neo Prussia, because there's tons of fan art for Neo Prussia. More for her, please. So Hema has suggested her name be Sophia or Annalise, which no one really calls her that, but Sophia, which I thought was nice. So Neo Austria and Austria himself, they had to have very posh names, very fancy people names. Like Austria's name is Roderick, so I had to pick something very huff and puffy. So there were only two suggestions that started with R on the generator for Austrian names, and that was Rosa and Rami, so I just took the liberty to name her Rosaline, which would go along with it because she does have some flowers that look like roses to me. And then Charlotte. Charlotte is a name I assigned to very specific girls, very sweet, very posh girls. They have long brown hair, they're very nice, they're either very nice or very fancy, and we kind of got nice with her, you know, and we got fancy with her as well. It's just, she's so beautiful. I needed to give her something very authority sounding, very there. Next we have Latvia, who she does not have a fanon name given to her. She just exists in the fandom. I don't know what people call her. They probably just make a mock-up off of Latvia's name, which is like Ravis or Ravis. I don't know. We're getting into names that were very weird to look at in the generator. So I needed something that started with an R, and we got Regina. And immediately I thought of Regina George from Mean Girls, but like, I can assure you Neo Latvia is not mean. Neo Latvia is the sweetest, kindest person you will ever meet, who is just doing her best. I like Neo-Latvia a lot. So Regina I can also see being a really nice small person name, like someone who's kind of short, which Neo-Latvia obviously is, like maybe even shorter than her male counterpart. But then like a name that I had to come up with was Annabelle, and listen, I had to pick names I could pronounce and that my computer wouldn't look at and tell me you're wrong, because there were so many names that I just had no idea what was going on with them. If you want to have a good time, pick Polish names and Lithuanian names, because Latvian names weren't as bad as like Lithuanian and Polish names, because it was weird. But Annabella, because it's a very nice name, it's very simple. Well, it's not exactly the most simple as Lee, like the last episode, but it's there. Also, I think just Annabelle is a very sweet name, and it goes for a very sweet girl, and also I think it's a really long name for a very short character. I think that's funny. Next we have Lithuania, who also does not have a canon name assigned to, or a fanon name assigned to her, which is sad. So I had to pick a male name based off T, or a female name based off of T, which there are not many for Lithuania. So Lithuania's male name, it's debated on how you pronounce it. It's either Taurus or Toilis, which the generator did say male names do end in like a YS, and I didn't see an IS, so I think it is Toilis. Whatever, it's debated in the fandom. But there were not that many good names. One of the ones I wrote down just in case nothing else popped up was Teofile, and I think it's pronounced Teofile. I don't know. So we got Teresa. It's not exactly Teresa, but it looks like Teresa. So we got Teresa. I don't know. It's so hard. I feel really dumb. Again, I had to pick names I could pronounce, and we got stuck with that. So, blame the generator. So we got Teresa or Teresa, and I just needed a name based off the male counterpart, but also something strong sounding, like Teofile doesn't sound very strong, especially because I can't pronounce it. So we got Teresa, which is a very nice name. I think it's a very strong name, and I think Neo-Lithuania is a very strong female character. Like, she's very, very protective, very willing, very kind of manly, like, you know, she's strong, and you get it. And then Beatrice, because it's a strong yet elegant name. And also I could pronounce it. A lot of these names just ended up being, can I pronounce it? Yes. Fabulous. I love being able to pronounce names. Next we have Poland, and let me just say something. I have commended Hema for coming up with great, innovative character designs for the Neos. He didn't just slap some curves on there and call it a woman and call it a new design. No. For everyone, Hema went above and beyond what he probably had to do to make good, interesting female characters. He dropped the ball with Poland, because all he did was slap a reef on there and give it a dress and be like, it's Neo-Poland, but I can very well assure you, Poland has worn this outfit before. It's not okay with me. And along with that, his name is weird looking. Like, it looks like Felix. I don't know if it's pronounced like Felix, but it looks like Felix. But there's a dash through the L on his name, and I know how accent marks work in Spanish. I have no idea how they work in any other language. Same with, like, Lithuania. Like, there was a name Rosa, and there was an accent mark over the O and the Z, and they were both different looking. Like, there was a slash for the O, and then, like, a line for the Z. I don't understand this. So, I actually had to go outside my generator, because it gave me only one name for F, for female, and it was Fabio, or something. It looked like Fabulous, and I almost put it there because Poland is fabulous, but I had to be serious. So we went with Florentina, because Florence to me means flowers, and my Spanish name was Florencia. It reminds me of flowers for some reason, which maybe that's not what it means, but it reminded me of flowers, and Poland wears flowers. Same like why I went with Lilia, because flowers. Ugh, it's just, also, while Neo-Poland does look a lot stronger than, like, Poland himself, Lilia just sounds feminine enough to, like, because she looks like a really dainty character until you see the sword in her hand. So I think Lilia is a very unassuming name, and like when you meet her, and Beatrice, it's just like, haha, screw you. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. And then finally we have South Italy. I can't pronounce Italian names for the life of me, as many people in the comments have explained to me. So sorry for that. But Hema has suggested her name as Katerina, or the fandom has given her the name Katerina, which I think is really nice. But also people were telling me, oh, do South Italy because of Chiaria, which Hema had put the pronunciation as Chiaria, but it looks like Chiara for me because, you know, it's like the Kara situation from Undertale. Leave me alone. But I think it's a very nice name for her. But again, I had to pick a name based off her male counterpart. So, Hema had given South Italy the name Lovino, which is not a name in Italian, like, at all. That's not a real name. But everyone just calls him Romano, which is a real Italian name. Like, that's a real name. So I went based off that, because that's what I always call South Italy. I always call him Romano. Even calling him South Italy is weird, because I never do that. It's Romano. So I had to pick something based off that. And there were a few Italian names that started with an R, but nothing struck me more pertinent as Roberta, because Roberta is a name that commands the room. It's a very tough and strict and brutish name. And while South Italy, or it's so weird, Neo Romano, let's just call her South Italy. Oh, because while South Italy, she looks so ticked off at the world. And part of the reason I think she's ticked off is because she got stuck with the name Roberta, which, fair enough, would tick anyone off. But I'm sorry if your name is Roberta. I've just seen so many shows where Roberta was given to this big, strong, scary woman. And I think it's a perfect name for her. And Sophia. Again, I just needed a name to give her, and I thought Sophia was delicate enough. Again, people would assume, like, oh, it's Sophia, it's very soft, it's a very nice name. And then, no, she just cracks at you with the whip, like, I demand your respect and attention, peasant. Which I imagine is how she acts, because, like, her male counterpart is so weird himself. I just thought it would work. Maybe y'all disagree? I don't know. Anyway, so that was it for this video. The final installment of this series will be taking the female characters and going with their male Neos, which I have seen Neo Liechtenstein, and I must tell you, I love him. They're my children. It's great. I'm okay. I promise I'm okay. I can handle the cuteness. Anyways, stay tuned for that. There will be another Hitalia video before that, though, which I hope to work on. I'm lazy. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more anime and otaku related content. Ciao, chicos.